Hello everyone, my name is Victor. I'm a solution architect at BytePlus, and welcome to today's webinar. Today's webinar is going to be about Viking database and multimodal data extraction. We're going to perform and look through an application which has the functionality all the way from uploading local files to performing key data extraction and semantic search using VLM. Today's webinar's agenda will be about live demonstration of the application and look through their usage. Next, we'll wrap up with the overview of the solution model. Here we have the local files ready to put into the bucket. Now we will select one of them and let's take a look what it is about. It is about the terminology of diagnosis and medical terms in English and Chinese. So now we'll try to drop this file into the application for it to ingest and perform the automatic inquiry. You can see that it has been accepted into the knowledge base. And let's take a look inside the knowledge base. As you can see, it is processing what I have just input. Let's delete the previous file. And now we have the data ready with all the slice details, and we can see that it has been successfully adjusted. Now we'll take a look at the knowledge Q&A. Beforehand, we can also do it inside BytePlus, but I'll show you what's different in my application. We'll try to search what is the definition of one of the terms. Let's try the definition of the symptom in Chinese. We can see that it performs and also show how it thinks, and the answer is correct, as you can see. Let's try one more. What is the definition of presence of spirit? And as you can see, we'll give you the English definition, full sentence, by acknowledging the VLM. Next, I'll show you how we can test batch testing and automate it part. If you take a look, I've prepared 5 sets of questions regarding the data that we have just input. Beforehand, we could only do it one by one. However, when we upload this Excel file, it will generate the responses and also parse it inside the same Excel. And let's try to download it in my application. As you can see, the inputs are the same, but now we can see the generated outputs regarding all of the inputs. And the query doesn't take too long, as we can see it in the live demo. Now, let's try to parse images inside this. However, we're now interacting with knowledge base, but I want to show you how it will work inside Vector Database as well. As you can see, there is an error. Now I will open up the application for Vector Database. It's a multimodal vector database, so we'll be able to retrieve information from images as well. As you can see in the header of this application, it is about ingesting local file into Vector Database, which is also a part of Viking Database. Now, let's try to ingest the 3 bare photos into TOS bucket and then move on to retrieving them through VectorDB. As you can see, there was nothing inside the vector database. But now we have the images ready for uploading inside TOS. And let's take a look at my images collection. It does take some time. Now it's ready. All 3 images has been successfully uploaded. Now, let's try to perform semantic search using our VLM. As you can see, there are 2 real bears in different environments and 1 teddy bear. So if we just search bear, there will be images as an output inside our application. Now, let's try to search for rocks. It should give out the image that has rocks inside it. Now, how about teddy bear? It does successfully show teddy bear. And you can also perform multi-search just like the vector database as a batch testing in the automated Excel Q&A. Now, let's move on to next part, where we will try to upload an image of a document that we want to process. And this is done through VLM as well, where we will pre-process the image to extract the data using one of our VLM models. And those key information are then parsed into JSON format and are stored in PDF inside our vector database. This is the example of the document that we have scanned. As you can see, it is in an image format. And the key information inside are highlighted in yellow. For example, the applicant's name, the date of birth, etc. Now that it has been successfully uploaded, we can also check that the parsed information has been successfully uploaded onto the VikingDB's vector database. We'll move on to searching inside hybrid, as we have configured it to store into a new collection called hybrid. Now we can ask them, what is the name of the person? So this is the document that they go through, and it will answer Ali Muhammad, which is correct. Now let's ask another question. What is the date of the birth of the applicant? As you can see, there are many dates inside. However, through the thinking process of our VLM model, it is correctly able to achieve and extract the data. That is exactly the date of birth instead of other dates. Take a look at the architecture design model of the application. We first input local files into the TOS bucket. The local files can be in the form of image and document. For special case, where we input scanned documents in image format, we want to extract the data from the image. We want to use VLM call to extract the data and store them in the form of PDF. The extracted data are initially in the form of JSON. Once we have the data ready in the TOS bucket, we then proceed to store them inside the Viking database. The images are stored in VikingDB's Multimodal Vector Database. The images for OCR data extraction are stored in a hybrid multimodal vector database. The documents can be stored in vector or knowledge base. Then, we can access Viking database through user queries that are parsed and input into BytePlus's VLM and input such as Seed 1.6 or Skylight Vision. The output response is then retrieved through semantic search in addition to VLM's response. The beauty of the model is that it seamlessly automates the process of uploading local documents into TOS then onto VikingDB, which are then ready for user queries, as well as batch user queries. Hope you enjoyed the seminar